What if Luce had the Omnitrix? Season 1, Part 3. We begin with Luce, EDA, and King trying to sell stuff as Luce reads a Good Witch Azura book out loud. Luce, emboldened by the dishonor Hecate had shown, Azura lifted her staff to the cotton candy skies and shouted, "I challenge you to a witch's duel." EDA groans in annoyance. EDA, would you please stop reading that? Its flowery language is an insult to witches and driving away all our serious customers. Luce, what customers? She said as EDA noticed that no one was around. EDA, this is a bad omen. Something awful must be happening today. Gus, hey, Luce. Something amazing is happening today. Luce, Gus, Willow, hey. Willow, it's the annual convention. Student witches get to see all the types of covens before they get placed in one. There's even a mystery guest this year. Luce, a job fair for witches. EDA, can we go? EDA, absolutely not. Luce, but why not? EDA, I never joined a coven for a reason. Sure, it's like a fun club for witches, but you're also giving up your magical independence to be part of a crooked system. No offense. In any case, I haven't been to one since we were girls. Luce, we, who's we? You have a mysterious past, don't you? Now we gotta go. EDA, no. Luce, okay then. I guess you leave me no choice. King? King clears his throat. King, you shall not shanty doth no more harm. Azura call left out. EDA, so flowery, so awful. She said as King continued to read the story. EDA opened the portal and enters it. Luce tosses King into it just before it closes. EDA then reappears within seconds with King still reading while writing on top of her head. EDA, stop it. Stop it. I will literally do anything to make this stop. They then made their way just outside the convention, much to EDA's dismay. EDA disguised herself by wearing a cloak, hiding her long hair which was a little difficult to fit in. They then made their way inside. It was an amazing sight as Luce's eyes sparkled in awe and wonder. Gus, those banners are for the main 9, but there are hundreds of other covens you can join. Willow, Flower Coven, Artist Coven, Big Dog Coven, Small Cat Coven, Tiniest Cat Coven. EDA groans. Willow, also the Grumpy Coven. EDA, what was that? The kids ran away laughing as EDA stayed behind for a short time. She catches up to the kids as they continue to walk throughout the convention. Luce, oh, what's that? To Willow, that's the Construction Coven, one of the main 9. They use powered lifts to increase their strength. She said as the little conspiracy girl is given a power glyph. She then goes on a rampage, destroying things as the coven tries to stop her. Gus and Willow continue to show the human around before speaking. Luce, acceptance? Camaraderie? A sense of belonging? Covens sound incredible. How come you never joined one? EDA. EDA, watch closely, Luce. When you join a coven, all your other magic is sealed away. From now on, that kid will only be able to make illusions. And since I never joined a coven, I'm not limited to using just one type of magic. That's why I'm the most powerful witch in the Boiling Isles. They then see different kind of coven with several guards wearing white cloaks and bird masks. Gus, it's the Emperor's Coven. Do you think they'll sign my forehead? Willow, only one way to find out. She said as the two ran inside. Luce, you coming? EDA? EDA, nah. Out of all the covens, this one's the worst. I'll wait out here. Luce, okay then. I'm just gonna go check it out and see for myself. Don't wait up for us, okay? She said as she enters. After a very short while, she hears EDA yelling. EDA, Luce, wait up. She said as she ran after her protege. Once they took their seats, the lights dimmed as Principal Bump appeared on stage. Principal Bump, hello, Bonesborough. Students ask me all the time, Principal Bump, what's the height of magical achievement? Well, let me tell you now. It's being selected to join the best of the best. And there are none better than the jewel of the coven system, and the enforcers of his will, the Emperor's Coven. He said as 3 Emperor's Coven members appeared, each using a different type of spell which amazed the audience. Principal Bump, members of the Emperor's Coven have access to all, yes, all forms of magic, but only the best can ascend these ranks. Someday, that could be one of you, he said, pointing at Amity, who gets excited. Luce, Amity's here, she thought. Principal Bump, and now, I am pleased to introduce the esteemed leader of this coven and this year's mystery guest. You know her, you love her. Lilith, he said as a woman with dark blue hair, a gray dress and a white cloak appears on stage, surprising EDA. Luce, you know her? EDA, something like that. Lilith, thank you. Thank you, all. It wasn't easy for me to rise to the top. No, I started from humble beginnings. Now I have the highest honor of enforcing the Emperor's will. So be more. The Emperor's coven awaits you. EDA leaves the stands as Luce follows her. Luce, EDA, where are you going? EDA, I'm gonna head home and wash the con funk off my skin. Luce, oh come on, can't you stay for a little longer? EDA, no. See ya later, kid. Luce, ah man. She turned around only to bump into Amity. Amity, watch where you're going. Luce, sorry, Amity. Amity, how do you know my name? Luce, I'm friends with Willow and Gus. You go to the same school with them, right? They might have mentioned you a few times. I'm Luce, by the way, she said, offering her a handshake. Amity, put that away. What's a human doing here anyway? This place is for witches only. Luce, well, I'm learning how to be a witch. I'm receiving lessons from a powerful witch and a ferocious demon. Amity, is that your ferocious demon there? Luce turns to see King with a bunch of stuff people have been giving him for free. King, hey, Luce. Look at all these offerings. He said before tripping. Luce went over to see if he was all right. King dropped a cupcake, to which Luce was gonna get for him, until Amity steps on it. Amity, oops. That was an accident. She says with a smug grin. Luce, what's your problem, Amity? Amity, aside from you and your pet giving witches in training a bad name? King, I am not a pet. Luce hugs him. To Luce, he is a very good boy and the king of demons. I'll tell you what, Amity. It's one thing to say I can't be a witch. Amity, 'cause you can't. Luce, but it's another thing to bully my friends. Just like the good witch Azura said when facing down her rival Hecate at the Bog of Immediate Regret, I challenge you to a witch's duel. Everyone gasped at this while Amity approached Luce. Amity, I accept. Now then, let's set the terms for this duel, shall we? Luce, yeah. If I win, you apologize to King for squishing his cupcake. And you also have to admit that humans can become witches too. Amity, fine by me. But when I win, not only do you have to tell the whole convention you're not a witch, you have to stop training, forever. Luce, fine. Let's shake on it, she said, offering a handshake. Amity then creates a magic circle around her hand and then shakes hands with her. Amity, the everlasting oath is sealed. We meet back inside the theater in 1 hour. Let's see what kind of witch you really are. Luce just sticks her tongue out at her. The teen then told EDA about the duel just as she was talking to Lilith, who turns out to be Amity's teacher. They then head to the theater within the hour as Lilith appears on stage. Lilith, beloved citizens, the Emperor's Coven proudly presents an impromptu demonstration of the sort of which we seek every year. Introducing Amity Blight, she said as Amity appears on stage with Lilith as the crowd cheers. Lilith versus some human girl. The crowd doesn't cheer, saying that humans can't do magic and that Amity would totally win this. EDA, you sure you got this, kid? Luce, definitely. EDA, then get out there and knock her dead, she said as she heads back to the stands. Luce and Amity stare at each other, ready to take down the other just as a monster bell starts screaming. Amity then creates a magic circle on the ground. Amity, abomination, rise, she said as a giant abomination appears. Even Amity is surprised by its size before looking at Luce with a smug grin. Amity, show me what you got, human, she said as Luce runs away from the giant abomination as it grabs its own head and throws it at her. Luce dodged it and ran to the other side of the theater. Amity, I hope running isn't all you're gonna do, human. Luce, it's not, she yelled while turning the Omnitrix's dial before slamming her hand against it, being engulfed by a purple light. Amity, what? Everyone was shocked by this as Luce seemed to have transformed into a fiery, volcanic alien, the Omnitrix symbol residing on her chest. Luce, and the name's Luce Nosta. But right now? It's Heat Blast. Amity, you're the one that snuck into Hexside pretending to be Willow's abomination. Abomination, Cecil, she said as the abomination charged towards Luce. Heat Blast, oh no you don't, she said, shooting flames at the abomination, staggering it back a bit. Amity, abomination, attack, she yelled, to which the giant abomination grabs Heat Blast, bringing her into its chest as the Pyro Knight was engulfed by the abomination's gooey mass. Amity smirked, thinking she had won, but she was wrong as the abomination's belly began to glow a fiery orange color. The color disappeared as the abomination was now slowly turning to stone. Amity, what? She yelled as the abomination's entirety was nothing more than a giant stone statue. Its back then cracked and crumbled as Heat Blast punched her way out of the petrified abomination. Amity, no. I'm not losing here. She yelled, about to create a spell circle only for Heat Blast to cut her off by blasting fire near her. Its back then cracked and crumbled as Heat Blast punched her way out of the petrified abomination. Amity, no. I'm not losing here. She yelled, about to create a spell circle only for Heat Blast to cut her off by blasting fire near her. Amity was shocked by this as the Pyro Knight approached the young witch, grabbing her by the shirt and lifting her off the ground. Heat Blast, you lose, Amity. Amity, no. Let go of me. Heat Blast then raised her non-existent eyebrow upon noticing something strange as Amity tried to escape. Heat Blast, what the heck is this? She said, pointing at a small piece of paper off the back of Amity's neck. EDA, let me see it. She yelled as she ran over, taking the piece of paper off of Amity's neck and observed it. EDA, a power glyph from the construction coven. The crowd gasped, even Amity was shocked by this. Heat Blast, you tried to cheat? Amity, and no, I didn't. EDA, didn't know? But if you didn't do it, I wonder who did, right, Lily? Lilith, TCH. EDA, ha. You cheated. Perfect, Prissy Lilith cheated. Hot dang, I love Covenians. She said as she started celebrating. Lilith, I only did that because I knew you would cheat. EDA, but I didn't this time. Welcome down to my level. Luce beat your protege fair and square. Amity then runs away in shame. Heat Blast, Amity, wait. She said as Amity exits the theater. The human-turned Pyro Knight runs after her just as EDA starts making fun of Lilith to the point where they start a duel. Heat Blast soon finds Amity crouched in a corner with her face buried in her arms. Heat Blast, Amity, I'm sorry. Amity, seriously? Just leave me alone. Heat Blast, I didn't mean to embarrass you. Amity, that's all you ever do. First at school and now this. Heat Blast, yeah, but Amity, you made me look like a fool in front of the Emperor's Coven. My future. You think it's so easy to be a witch. I have been working my whole life to get to the top. Your transformation or whatever this is, it isn't magic at all, is it? You didn't even make a spell circle. You must have cheated. Admit it. You're not a witch at all. Heat Blast. You're right. I'm not a witch. She then lowers the heat in her hands before taking out some paper and drawing a glyph on it, tapping it with her hand to perform a light spell. Heat Blast, but I'm training hard to be one. And my transformation? It's not magic, it's all because of this. She says, pointing towards the Omnitrix symbol. Amity, what is that? Heat Blast, the Omnitrix. An alien device I found back in the human world. It can pretty much make me turn into aliens and I'm able to do what they do. Heat Blast here is a Pyro Knight, literally a volcano alien. Magic just isn't something natural for me, like it is for you. So I've had to improvise with my glyphs. Amity was silent for a moment before she creates a magic circle, taking Heat Blast's warm hand into the circle. Amity, the oath is unbound. She said as she got up and took a few steps forward. Heat Blast. So I can still use magic? Amity, humans have no magical ability. But I doubt that'll stop you. She says before walking away from her. King, Luce, don't leave Heat Blast. Hey, King. Something wrong? King, no. But I have something for. And it's the best thing, because it's free, comes from my heart and I always have more than I need. She gasped. Heat Blast, is it love? King, ugh. No, it's tote bags. He says, giving one to her. King, and they have so many uses. He said before hopping into the totes bag. King, away fair chariot. Away. Two Heat Blast smiles as he pats him on the head before the Omnitrix reverts her back into a human. EDA, we gotta go. Luce, how'd you get away from Lilith? EDA, let's just say she had a real snack attack. She starts laughing at her own joke. EDA, oh boy, ahem. Jokes aside, let's get out of here before my sister realizes I tied her pointy shoes together. They then hear the angry shrieks of Lilith in the distance. EDA, and that's our cue, she said as they run to the exit. Luce, wait, she's your sister. Now that's a mysterious past payoff. EDA, you think that's all the mystery I got? Wait till you hear about my parents. Luce, your parents. I need to know more. King, trust me, you don't. To be continued. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video make sure to like and leave a comment and share it with a friend. See you all later.